Hi and welcome to this new series where we are going to try and build a new version of the 2017 series that I made called .NET Core Angular Building Web Application Series 2 Software Architecture, right? So what am I going to do here? Well, I'm going to switch the good old tree-layered architecture that we used in the last series I made in 2017. I'm going to use a new architecture called the onion architecture, or also called the clean architecture, instead in this new series. So it's going to be pretty much the same domain, the same application, everything will look the same when we talk about domain, but it'll be a new architecture. So you guys can kind of pick between two different architectures if you want to. You have the good old tree layout architecture that everybody knows, or you have the clean and the onion architecture that's kind of the new boy that's going to try and conquer the world, right? So now you will have both choices. Now I feel the .NET Core framework and the power it has with dependency injection, it makes sense to start moving towards an architecture that supports dependency injection and the things that we gain with dependency injection. So that's kind of why I want to move over to the clean architecture. And don't worry, we'll dive into what all of this is in the next during this series, right? So we'll start in the next video just explain what the architecture is all about. But I also want to tell you guys before we start that this is actually a second part of this series. Is actually from the first part is actually the C# basic right here, and that's the one that you should watch before you go in if you have no clue on how to start with Visual Studio and work with .NET Core and stuff like that. There's just some basic information right here. So let's get started in the next lesson where we'll kind of jump into some Microsoft stuff and explain to you the way that we moved from a good old tree-layered architecture into maybe wanting a clean architecture instead. So see you next time. Have fun.